This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David and joined with me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
David, I missed you.
I know, it's been a while. We've had our Cornetto trilogy that we've had there now over the last 3 weeks, so that was a nice little 3-week break for us.
You're welcome.
It's nice to have those little breaks, but then when we sit down to do a new episode, it's like, oh, this is kind of weird. We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
Those banks are nice when we have something that's coming up where we've a big change in our lives, or we just need to take a holiday or something like that.
Going through some changes, that type of stuff.
It's nice to have it there, but as soon as you come back, you're like, oh, I don't know if I remember how to do this.
What? Nonsense. Nonsense, I say.
Well, what I do remember is that we have to welcome all of our listeners. Welcome. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Talking Picture Podcast. Make sure that if you haven't already, that you've subscribed to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice. You can follow us on YouTube at Another Happy Studios. You can follow us on any social media that you may have. They're all in the links below.
Can they do that?
They can. We don't particularly post on our social medias anymore, but that's down to pure laziness.
I'm going to make a few more TikToks just because I like making some every now and then.
Yeah, I need to get back on the Instagram.
I don't bother.
But to never miss an episode, make sure that you're following us there. And like I said, subscribe to us. If you haven't already, you can give us a rating and a review. We'd really appreciate it. It costs you nothing, gives us everything. But before we talk about our main feature, which is going to be The Long Walk, we are going to do a trailer of the week. And that, Brian, is your department. Have you got a trailer of the week for us?
Do I? Fuck,
You've had we've had our bank episodes the last 3 weeks, so you've had loads of weeks of build up here, so you better have something.
Yeah, what do we have here? We have... You said you did not watch Wake Up Dead Man trailer.
I didn't, no.
Okay.
Because I'm excited for it, and because I don't want to see it.
Well, because we have not literally seen anything bar a teaser that gave away nothing in terms of excitement. It's the first on-screen visualization of this movie, and it's ever closer in December. And I just wanted to see it in action. I wanted to see what the characters are like,
Yeah.
There's a bit of a routine. I'll not even get into it now. We can save it for the movie. It looks good. I'm hearing the reviews are great, but I think the trailer is just alright.
Okay.
Just like my opinion on the other two films. Yeah, they're good. They're not great.
Is that just your general opinion on the other two films?
Yeah, I like them.
Okay, that's interesting.
I don't love them.
I think that they're great. I rewatched them this year in anticipation for the third film, and I came out of the first one thinking, yeah, brilliant, fantastic.
Yeah, it's good.
And the second one, I came out thinking, I enjoyed that a lot more than I did the first time I watched it.
But yeah, it's good.
But I also think...
But that's it. It feels very confined to what it is. And I feel like the third act of Wake Up Dead Man is just going to be this prolonged sequence of a character doing something that maybe we as the audience don't understand or thinking, what the fuck are you doing? Until it gets to the point of what they're actually doing. And
it's a genre that if you either have to be in it or else you're very critical of it, I think.
I do like them, but I'm trying to think what whodunits I really like. I think honestly, The Hateful Eight is a top priority of mine. The Hateful Eight is a great whodunit, and it's not even an exact whodunit yet.
No, I wouldn't have.
But The Hateful Eight is what I would qualify. Look, I'm looking forward to Wake Up Dead Man. I'm looking forward to the theme. I like seeing Daniel Craig do a southern accent.
I like the character. I like Benoit Blanc a lot.
Yeah, you just throw him into anything. And
do you know what I am excited for more than I was for the last one?
Seeing that Jeremy Renner is playing a character in this one when the actor was referenced in the second one.
Yeah, no, not that.
Okay.
The key difference between the first film and the second film is that the murder has already taken place, and Benoit Blanc comes in to solve the mystery.
Yeah.
Whereas in Glass Onion, it happens while he's there.
Yeah.
And it's more so you're involved in it.
Even though he's there for another murder that took place prior.
In the second film?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I know what you're saying. Yeah, you don't want to spoil it for people that haven't watched it.
Came out in what 2020?
Still, people might not have seen it, and I know what you're saying. Yeah, but the actual kind of the sequence on the island, there is a crime taking place. That doesn't seem to be the case in the first film. It's all kind of revealed to us.
Yeah.
So the fact that this one is this new one seems to be him coming in after the fact
Yeah.
and once again trying to solve what it is.
Yeah.
Also, the second film, you can see it happen when it's revealed who did it, who done it is. If you're watching closely enough, you can see it happen. So as soon as I saw it happen, I was like, okay, then now I know who it is, and that whole element of the mystery was no longer there for me. So it was all based on the first mystery that he was there for, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward more so to just being completely surprised by it and not... I kind of like to have it revealed to me as opposed to trying to figure it out as we go along. I don't really watch whodunits trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I getcha. I'm happy to leave it at that. Let's talk about
Yeah,
John Wall.
you got plenty more to choose from,
Yeah,
so you
and
can hold off on those for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I
save them in the bank.
I just think let's let it marinate. Let's savor it.
Mm-hmm.
We can. If I really want to get on record, I will eventually.
Yeah.
We are coming to a point where fuck all trailers will be coming out eventually.
Yeah.
So.
But we're not here today to talk about Wake Up Dead Man.
No, we're talking about a fucking tragedy of a story that made me cry like maybe 3 times in the
Really?
cinema, and I'm probably gonna say it now. It's the best movie of 2025.
Wow, big words from Brian Rogers.
Yeah.
I would say I really, really like this movie,
Blasphemy.
and I think that the further away I get from it, I like it more because I've been thinking about it, and I feel as though after talking about it now today, even though we haven't talked about it at all, I know after this conversation I'm going to like it even more again, and I might change my star rating on Letterboxd, like without even having rewatched it. Like that's how confident I am that this is a great movie, and you enjoyed it so much that sometimes after talking about movies, we both enjoy them more, having actually spoken
it's
about
happened
it.
before.
You know?
I listened to some of the soundtrack on the way over here.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a very good sign. But I'll tell you, having thought about it, I was like, you know what? For what the movie is, it does everything perfectly. Like, I don't think there's a bad aspect of it.
No, that's why it's the greatest movie of 2025.
Yeah, I think that the characters, the actual plot, the story, like it's very clearly set out. This is what's going to happen, and it's going to unfold in front of you, and there's going to be no stopping. It's just going to go. The characters, the relationships. I just think that it was just so perfectly done. Like I think I'm nearly even ready to convince myself to bump it up a star rating.
Who would have thought that just because this movie was based on a book written by Stephen King, and he wrote another book called Stand By Me, and those books got movie adaptations from different directors in different eras.
Yeah.
How the fuck
Did this feel like Stand By Me?
How's the comparison there?
Yeah, I don't know, because I walked out of it and said, those 4 boys, it gave me Stand By Me vibes. Maybe it's just his ability.
Just the overall embodiment of the camaraderie and
Yeah.
the banter.
Do you know, I'm almost certain that Stephen King actually released this book not under the name Stephen King.
No, his pseudonym name.
Yeah, what's his pseudonym name? It was Richard Bachman. Apparently, when he was writing, he was just writing so fast that his publishers were like, Stephen, slow down. Like, what is wrong with you? The answer, cocaine. He was on a lot of cocaine. But he was writing so much, he was pumping out like a book a month. And his publishers were like, relax, like you're going to eat into your own profits. You're going to oversaturate the market. So he's like, no bother. Created Richard Bachman and just started releasing books under that name as well.
Well, you heard it here, folks. If you really want to write a novel, you know what to do. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
But yeah,
Do you know about the book that the movie changed one very key difference from it, and Stephen King requested the difference?
I didn't know you requested it, but I do know what that change was. We can get into it later.
Yeah. Okay.
But what I do want to say is that
That's a little bit of sizzle for people later.
yeah,
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Don't fast forward us. The adaptation of this, the book that this is based on. Apparently, this was the first book Stephen King wrote. He wrote it first, well before he published it.
Really?
That's according.
Okay, I've not heard that now.
That's according to the AI on Google. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
But no.
The Google AI can be a little bit shoddy sometimes.
I've heard it being said more than once.
Okay.
But
Take that with a pinch of salt. But
a bit of pinch of salt, maybe to a bullet to the head. But
well, if this is his first novel that he wrote, what chance does anyone else have? If this was his first, novel, this is number one. This is what I'm going to start out with.
It's a good story.
It's a great story. I think that the story of, you know, without going into spoilers, because even though we do go into spoilers, what are we talking about? The story of 50 young men, which is reduced from the book. I think it was 150 men in the book.
I think it's 100.
Okay, 100. And it was also kids in the book. They're 16. They're not over the age of 18. They age them all up for this movie. But to have them just in a competition where they need to walk and there's no finish line, it's just walk until there's one person left. And it's very dystopian. It's very young adult. And when I heard then that the director, Francis Lawrence, had also done all of the Hunger Games movies, I'm like, perfect. This fully fits into that genre of this young adult novel / competition / dystopian future. Like, it just seemed to fit perfectly. And yeah, I think that it's a plot that I don't know about you, but I was like, yeah, I could do that. And then very clearly, as the movie went on and on and on, I was like, no, I couldn't do that.
I think this movie does a great job of showing as many variations of what can go wrong if you make this attempt.
Yeah.
If you walk and try to be the last one walking.
So
you get a wide range of things going wrong.
Yeah, very simple things and stuff that I hadn't even thought about, like going into it. Like, I didn't watch the trailers going into this at all.
I did not really either.
And I don't know why I didn't. I just kind of, like, I knew the general plot, you know. They walk until there's one person left. I was like, I don't need to see anything from that. I know I'm going to see it. I know generally what it is. And it wasn't even one that I had, like, highly anticipated. I don't think I had it on. We didn't have it on either of our most anticipated.
How the hell are we supposed to know that this indie little film is supposed to be coming out? Like, the only way we're going to know this is coming out is knowing that Francis Lawrence has a movie coming out this year, and it's the movie he does. It's the movie he does before his next
Hunger Games
major
movie.
blockbuster film, Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. Which we're actually looking forward to.
Yeah.
We had a good month where we were just texting each other back and forth.
Have
you seen who he casted next? Have you seen who's in this movie now? Look who they casted next. So, yeah. And,
but do you...
but like Francis Lawrence, you know, I don't want to label him as the director who does the dystopian kill all to survive, but there is a consistent team now, having done all Hunger Games bar the first one and now this.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, even though they are very different, the Hunger Games and this, they do both, you know, circle around the same idea of, exactly like you said, a competition where one person lives.
Yeah.
And so maybe he did seem like the person, the go-to guy for it. I was like, oh, this guy has done these before, the same genre, so he's the one to do it. Or maybe this was something that spoke to him and he wanted to do it. I'm not 100% sure what the, you know, who approached who to adapt this.
Hey, he still made the world compare it to fucking Stand By Me, so I think...
Yeah, when you evoke that,
a bit of applaud for Francis Lawrence, I think.
But what I was going to say there, where, you know, I didn't watch the trailers, hadn't occurred to me, I don't know about you, right? But I was fully under the impression that this was a walking competition where one person would survive, but that they would sleep at night. And this was a, you know, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. You're walking 12 hours a day. I did not realize that this was a continue walking kind of thing. And just as the film progressed and problems emerged for characters, I was like, I didn't even think of that. I genuinely didn't think of that. Like, what do you do if you need to shit? What do you do if you need to go pee? What do you do if you have
a pebble in your shoe?
Yeah. And it was like all these problems as they approached. I was like, oh no, okay. Yeah, no, I overestimated it. Because so the characters have to walk at 3 miles per hour. If they drop below that, they get a warning. They've got 10 seconds to make up the speed again. If not, second warning, another 10 seconds. And if not, that's it. You're done.
You get your ticket.
You get your ticket.
And what does that mean?
Well, I was shocked at this as well because I hadn't seen any of the trailers. I knew that they were going to die. They were going to be killed. But that first kill, that little kid, the
Jojo Rabbit.
That was Jojo Rabbit. Oh, man. Oh, you just absolutely shattered my world there where you said that. And I was like, oh my God, it is. Yeah, Jojo Rabbit shot brutally in the head. And
it came out of his jaw as well.
Yeah, and it was so visceral and shocking and sudden where I was like, my jaw dropped. And then the title came up and I was like, this was all prologue? This was all like the beginning of the competition? I was like, I genuinely did think that this was a situation where we are going to have characters killed, you know, in quotations, and you would the camera would continue with our main characters as we heard a gunshot in the background, which happened a few times, but often we saw very real, this character is dead. No ambiguity about it. This character is dead.
The violence in this film is not fun to watch.
No, there's a lot of
Who'd have thought that?
I know, but there's so many, like, because it could be as simple as like, oh yeah, no, these guys get shot. It's like, no, some of them die in some very brutal ways, or they go through something very brutally right before they die as well.
Yeah.
But 3 miles per hour, that's the walking speed, the minimum speed. It's about 5 kilometers an hour. Now, I don't know, I go for a walk every day, and I would do 5 kilometers in, if I'm pushing it, if I want to get it done quickly, I can do 5 kilometers in 50 minutes. So, 5 kilometers in an hour, it's not too bad. It's not terrible. It's a moderate pace. But when I say I do 5 kilometers an hour, I would do 5 kilometers and then go home and sit down for a bit. Maybe I might go do a second walk, something like that. But 5 kilometers, and then the next hour, I'm doing 5 more kilometers. And then the next hour, I'm doing 5 more kilometers. And again and again and again and again. It was exhausting to just watch these guys and like see each mile marker come up in the lower thirds of the screen.
Yeah.
As it like neared 26 miles on the first day. And I'm like, that's a marathon. They've walked a marathon consistently over this time. It was like, oh my God, the exhaustion. And it just kept going. I don't know about you, but I was genuinely like, not only feeling bad for these characters dying, I was just feeling bad that they had to keep going, that there was no breaks.
Yeah, I was wincing. Yeah, I was, shrinking in my seat, thinking about that. If this were a video game,
yeah,
and that
walking simulator,
go with me.
Yeah,
all right. If this were a video game, you play as the avatar of one guy, and if you want to switch like you can in a FIFA game, you're an next character. You just have to keep walking. Avoid walking in front of a car. Avoid stepping on glass. Avoid stopping, because then...
Oh, that wasn't even something that was in the film. Can you imagine someone stepped on glass? Fuck.
But what I wanted to point out is that you're playing this game, narrative or co-op, whatever. Play until you die. Every so often, every 20 minutes, you'll come across an NPC.
Yeah.
And that NPC is Mark Hamill.
The NPC, he's just motivating you. Come on, boys!
But literally, we go through the movie every few minutes, every 20 minutes or so, something happens, and then it comes to the point where we establish a wide shot where the Major is standing on top of a Jeep shouting and saying how much brave they are, and saying how big their courage is, and we're doing this for Curly, let's hear it for Curly and his bravery, even though he's responsible for having them shot.
It's very strange to have a villain who's not very villainous. Yes, their role is villainous, but like exactly that, he was the first one to die of you and he was the bravest of you, almost every single one of you is going to die, and it won't be as courageous as he died. Like, it's like shouting encouragement, but like negative encouragement. It's really weird.
But think about it. Just change the entire concept of this game where you have to walk until you can't no more. You can wake up and your body is like an exoskeleton, and in your head is an implant of this Keanu Reeves cyborg talking to you, and every so often the character would just appear and start giving you these speeches and motivations and maybe some keys on what's to come next, and so on and so forth. Or maybe you're James Bond, and throughout the entirety of the game you have someone who's in your earpiece talking to you the whole time.
Master Chief and Cortana,
So there's another one, right? Yeah. So every time we got to a point with these boys walking, here comes the NPC. It's like your man in the Jumanji movies. It just pops up when you need him.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked him too. I liked that the villain, like I said, was ever present.
Yeah.
But never villainous. Like, it's only when we get the flashback of why
Raymond Garrity, or I guess you'd want to refer to him as Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, Cooper Hoffman.
Yeah. Why he joined the actual walk, why he volunteered for it.
Yeah.
It's only then do we realise, he is the bad guy of it. But it's also like, I don't want to be like, oh, he's just following orders. But like, it's not like he's the President Snow of the Hunger Games, or the Voldemort of Harry Potter, the ultimate bad guy who is causing these things to happen or is pulling the strings. He's just like a cog in the machine, you know, that kind of way.
If this were a TV series and you get the world of this, and you get many different factions such as the government, the military, the citizens, the main characters, Game of Thrones the shit out of it, and then you'll come across a character like Mark Hamill who will just end up being one of those pieces of shit that you look forward to getting killed.
Yeah,
and
he's like the Walder Frey. He's not the main bad guy, but he's still a pretty bad guy.
Yeah, something like that. And he's just the villain for this story.
Yeah,
you know, tell a story in Game of Thrones, make it into a movie. Roose Bolton could just be the piece of shit villain in that movie,
absolutely,
and work with those parameters. But yeah, I thought Mark Hamill was fucking great in this.
Yeah,
and
never took off his glasses.
No, and
he really
I like that as well.
Hid behind there, like.
It's like encompassing that gameplay character where a graphic designer designed.
This is the character trait. Yeah.
He doesn't have eyes because they didn't design him like that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. It's like, take it off Master Chief's helmet. Like, there's no face there. We didn't design that. Yeah, you're not supposed to see this. And it's nice to, like, if you're not familiar with Mark Hamill.
He's Luke Skywalker, yeah, I know.
No, if you didn't know that that's what Mark Hamill looks like now, you wouldn't know it's Mark Hamill at all, because it doesn't feel like him at all. No, he's not Luke Skywalker here.
No, he's very much disguised. You know, that man has had a bit of a revival in his career since
Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Since then, and I'm here for it. I quite like he was in another Stephen King adaptation, Life of Chuck, there only a couple of weeks ago.
He should get an Oscar for that.
You think?
A nomination at least.
Wow, that's big words.
Those are big words.
Yeah,
he definitely should get a nomination. But yeah, we have a bit of a extended cast here, and some of them minor recognition, others not, and there's 50. We're not going to know all 50.
No, but what I will say is that almost every single time a character died, I felt it. I was like, oh man, him. Even though I know there's only going to be one winner, I cared for almost all of these boys in some way.
So there was unfortunate Curly who just had a leg cramp.
Yeah.
And when Cooper Hoffman's character, like, he full on, tried to big brother him, held his hands and had him walk along, and he's telling him, okay, I'm going to let go, but you have to keep walking, and he's going to do it. I think I can do it. And he just starts to slow down.
Yeah.
And he can't. And then he just collapses, and then he just shouts, it's not fair, it's not fair. And he gets his head blown off. Yeah,
it's so visceral. From that moment, from when he stops to help him, I'm like, okay, I really believe there's no badness in this character. There's no, like, they're all there as a competition. They all know one of us is going to win. And it would have been so easy for them to just continue walking. But the fact that he stops to help him, like, there's such a camaraderie of like, no guys, come on, let's all go until we literally cannot continue. Yeah. Until our feet stop. Even though we do have, kind of two, I wouldn't even say really dickheads, but we have less than likable characters on the walk.
Yeah.
Everyone else was so like encouraging and, were there for each other. So much so that much later on, some the less likable characters do have to say, all right guys, seriously though, from here on in, we have to just do you walk yourself. You can't be helping, otherwise we're going to be, it's not fair.
Yeah.
And they have to all agree to that, it's ourselves from here on in. And that just goes to show, like, they did that when there was, 6, 7 of them left?
Yeah.
Like, that's how long they were going for, where they were helping each other.
Yeah.
Like,
but like,
that's the only way they got through the nighttime. Most of the time is that, one person would lean on the other and they would fall asleep a little bit.
Yeah.
And they'd get a little bit delirious.
Yeah.
Like, that, it wouldn't have been possible otherwise.
Man, going back to what you said, you felt nearly every death.
Yeah.
Well, every death you could see anyway, right? Poor fella who had the shits.
Yeah, there you go. The cramp was something that I didn't think of. Having to go to take a shit was something I did not think
Not
of.
just the shit, right? You fucking diarrhea.
Yeah. You can't help it. You just gotta go.
Yeah.
And like,
Another guy was spasming out. He was an
he had
epileptic.
an epileptic
Yeah.
fit, yeah. Like even when McReeves, when he like, all right guys, gotta take a piss, and he turns around and just starts pissing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I guess that's just what you would have to do if like you were taking a shit, and this guy just wasn't able for it. You know, he had to squat down and couldn't get back up to speed. And it's like, oh my god, like can you imagine like literally dying because you had to take a shit? Like it's an awful way to go. Like this is, no matter what way you're going in this competition, it's an awful way to go. But that especially is like, oh, it's just embarrassing.
Didn't one of the lads get his legs run over by the track?
There was so many instances of, yeah, a guy run over by a tank, shot, cramp, the shits.
Someone decided to fucking bail out and run and hide.
A few people, yeah, tried to hide. They tried to get away from it. The
incline.
Oh my god, Brian, I was about to say the incline. I've never been more scared in my life than a slight hill. A slight hill in the middle of the night. And these lads who essentially just, like, they had already been walking for, 12 hours. It was the middle of the night. They were exhausted. They were tired.
Yeah.
And then this incline. And the fact that Garrity had already had 2 warnings, like he was on his final warning, and your man, like the guard came up with the gun behind him and is just waiting.
But he's following them and he's out of the background, but he's blurred out.
Yeah.
You can't really see him, but he's just standing there. It's like a fucking ghost in a horror movie.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm just waiting for your number to be called, and then you're shot in the head. And just the tension of that, the lads trying to get up the hill, the pitch black of it all, you're hearing the gunshots
And this is
in the background.
This is the most cannon fodder this walk goes.
This is the big event, I suppose, of we're going to knock out some numbers here.
Yeah.
And then something that happened in that nighttime as well, the writer, that he snaps his ankle. And
that's when he snapped it.
I saw it happen, and I jumped in my seat, and I was like, oh no. And then because the scene continues on, I didn't think anything more of it. And so in the following scene where it's the morning after and the sun has come up, and then we see
we hear a warning.
We hear a warning. They all turn around and look, and the writer is still walking on his stump of a leg. Like his ankle is broken completely, and he's walking on his ankle. He's not walking on his foot anymore. And it's a gruesome sight, and you're like, oh my god, he's been, like, it was pitch black and now it's the morning. He's been walking on that for hours to try and stay in this competition, and it's like, oh, it was harrowing. And it's like, oh my god, put him out of his misery. Like, I don't know how he kept going, but there were so many of those instances of different deaths where I'm like, oh my god.
And that's the thing, like, they did I know they all end up with a bullet in their head by the end of it, but how they get there, the result of getting there, very diverse.
Yeah, like, who knew there were so many ways that you could get the boys to slow down other than exhaustion? Like, because it does seem like going into, oh yeah, people would just get tired and slow down.
And another one that was actually quite difficult to watch.
Was it Arthur? Arthur was one of the other musketeers.
No, kind of saving him for a little.
Oh, are you talking Hank?
Rank.
No, it's Hank.
Is it Hank?
Yeah, Ben Wang's character.
Nope.
Oh, who are you talking about then? Oh, is this the fella that swung for
Charlie Plummer?
Yeah, that was a tough one. That one was because he
started. It seemed like a genuine conversation, like a bit of back and forth, like having a crack. And then fucking Billy Joe Padden decides to criticize and make fun of his mother. And he goes to swing for him like twice, and he misses.
Yeah,
and that's when he's gotten his warning, because Billy Joe Padden's just good reflexes, dodging it, and then he just fucking delivers the biggest insult, referring to his mother as a prostitute.
Yeah,
any guy's gonna take a swing, and he just missed again, and he scraped his face off the fucking pavement.
He didn't scrape his face off the pavement, Brian. He slid along the pavement for, I'd say, about 10 yards and left his face there on the pavement. It was like, it was cartoonish how far he slid. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad element of it. I'm just saying it was like, he didn't have any face left.
Yeah.
He'd be begging for a bullet.
And before that scene happened, it was Charlie Plummer's character who he was one of the first characters to have a warning where he had to tie his shoe.
Yeah, I thought.
And everyone's shouting for him to get up. And like, get the fuck up, we're saying.
What are you doing? Yeah, it's so early on.
And yet he's the one who indirectly caused this lad's death.
It was interesting him as a character because when they're in the initial scene where they're all kind of sitting down just before they get their numbers,
they're all talking to each other.
Yeah, and he's one that like he kind of makes a joke but no one laughs, or like he seems like a little bit of an outsider. And,
oh man!
And I thought
we all.
I felt for him.
Yeah,
I thought that he was a bit more of a like. A bit more naive or a bit more simple than the rest of them, but as the film went on, no, there was more going on, and he was a bit, not that he was like playing it as a competition, but he was trying to get under people's skin. It was nearly like he had reserved himself to be, okay, these people don't like me, so I'm going to. But then again, like I kind of sometimes I'll talk myself around on these things. It was nearly like he wanted to get under people's skin, but in the end he did want to be liked. Because he knew he wasn't liked, he was like, right, I'm going to play into that. And then as the days went on, he realised, oh no, I actually do want to be liked. I do want to be accepted by these guys.
But even though he'll be shouting to this guy and that guy, saying your ticket's about to come up, you're about to be gosh, and he's egging them on, and he's like, champion over their debt. And it felt like a real 80s movie of how guys would bully each other back and forth. And like, just... someone hits someone already so you can shut them up, but it's just back and forth dialogue exchange of shut up you, shut up McFreeze. And what was Charlie Plummer's character's name? He was Barkovich. Bark. He's probably the most complex character in this, I think.
Yeah, because also when he gets his ticket, it's a self-inflicted ticket.
I'm gonna be with you boys forever.
Yeah. It was like...
by that point, he didn't care about... it's like winning wasn't the priority for him.
Winning was him being accepted by the guys.
Yeah.
That was it.
But, like, the fella he got killed, he indirectly had killed. He shouted for him to get up. He didn't mean for him...
He was trying to rile him up. He was trying to...
But he didn't... but when he fell to the ground and the soldiers were coming in on him and caving in... there was a shot of him shouting to the kid who he was teasing and bullying, shouting for him to get up.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want him to get killed, because he's actually not that bad of a guy.
No.
And that lingered on his conscience throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Because he was telling Cooper Hoffman's character, I didn't mean for him to get killed. He said that to him again.
Yeah. But it was also then the characters were saying, you got that kid killed. Like, his death is on your hands. Like, that's your fault. And they didn't let him live that down. So it was that mixture of him in his own head, like not being able to live it down, and this constant reminder of these people who saw it happen.
Yeah.
You couldn't get away from them.
And he had the spoon the whole time, so he had it for food. Obviously came back from, I can imagine he comes from a family of hillbillies who are like moonshiners or something like that.
Possibly, yeah.
But yeah, he made us all stop and think when he just punched her to fucking throat with the spoon.
Very unexpected.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to go then and there.
No.
When you have two unlikable, questionable, maybe borderline villains in this context of the film, he was one of the two who had somewhat of a redemption arc. I would imagine. That was his redemption arc.
Mm-hmm. The other villain then, I suppose, or the other antagonist on the walk would be Stebbins.
Yeah, this is like the facto, like proper villain.
Yeah,
like
and even it's not even the villain. It's kind of nearly the guy who, this guy here is here to win.
The bully of the group.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say he was the bully. He was like the one who didn't want to talk to any of them. He was like, I'm here to win, and I'm not here to make friends.
But isn't that one of the guys in one of the first Hunger Game films? And just because he's actively killing people, it's just because he wants to not die and win. Yeah, he was ignoring everyone. He said shut the fuck up to someone very rudely. His revelation came at the very end when he reveals to the folks that, and it was foreshadowed because Mark Hamill said
good luck, son. Yeah,
he's his father. I thought he was like his uncle or something, and like he wronged the family somehow, but putting him in the long walk was something against his will. Yeah. And I thought that would be something enough, but no, he's actually just an illegitimate child. He's a bastard. And so him doing the long walk is his way of telling himself he's invited to a cup of tea.
Well, that was going to be his wish, that he wanted to be accepted into his father's home.
Yeah. And the most athletic guy, one of the most athletic guys in the group, just so happens to catch a cold.
Yeah, I suppose it's the best way to nerf a character like that. Like it's very, very clearly like, oh, this guy is in the best shape to win. You know, like even when the guys, when some of the other guys, when Garrity turned up, and like looking at some of the group, and it's like, you guys are not prepared to be walking. Like some of them are in boots, some of them are in Converse, some of them are in jeans. It just didn't feel like anyone was actually prepared. But this guy Stebbins, he looked like, okay, you look like you can walk for days on end,
prepared for it.
Yeah.
There was a guy in the radio as well. He just started hallucinating all of a sudden and started stripping.
He stripped off and yeah.
I think something, the heat got to him, I think.
Must have, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's so many reasons like why
someone would do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do
just giving up. Like maybe it's like, some of these people did get to the point where they're like, no, I can't walk anymore. And it's like, all right, I'm going to go in a blaze of glory. I'm going to go big. I'm not going to stop and get shot in the head. I'm going to try and get away or something like that. Like if you know you're going to die anyway, you might as well like, sure, give it a go.
If I know I'm going to do it, do you know what I would have done?
Go on.
I would have done what the Native American did. Parker.
Oh, to grab a gun.
Grab a gun and shoot them as best I can. Like, they're kind of teasing that he was one who would... You know, you get to know these characters, right? You know they have to die. You know, similar to the Hunger Game films.
Yeah.
You get to know some of the side characters, the cool lads, you know.
Well, what's interesting, I think, what you say there, like, oh, you get to know the characters.
Yeah.
What's so interesting is that you just get to know the characters just through the dialogue. Because, like, in the Hunger Games, yeah, you follow characters and they do these things and that. It's like, all the characters are doing the same thing. They're walking and they just have to talk. They just have to get to know each other. And I think that the dialogue does such a great job of us getting to really know these characters.
Well, that guy Parker, right? When Bark got the kid killed,
Yeah.
Bark was trying to justify it. Said, "You saw that? I didn't mean it. It wasn't my fault." And Parker said, "Fuck away from me, or I'm gonna smash your head in."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, you fucking tell him that, because he did get the kid killed."
Yeah.
And so that makes you root for that guy Parker, and he, say at least, had rage issues. He said, "Fuck this!" At a certain point, grabbed the gun off a soldier and shot him. Should have kept on shooting. It would have lasted a little longer, but then he got shot then and there, and he went out on his own.
He shot himself in the head, didn't he? Yeah.
Did he shoot himself?
Yeah.
Or did he get because he did get
He
shot.
pointed the gun at his own head.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't remember if maybe the camera cut away, but if he had the opportunity to do it himself, he did it himself.
He was shot in the gut, and then he started shouting chant in his native language, and yeah, he did go out himself, I believe. And so, like, when you have a badass character like that, who's like you look at him, you're probably going to think he's the muscle of your group.
Yeah.
He's going around a tank
He's a
top.
strong silent type. Yeah.
So naturally, you're going to want to see him go out in a way that's masculine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't go out. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, he went out on his own terms. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we getting to the point where I start crying?
Maybe. I don't know which points you started crying at, so you gotta tell me.
Did you get teary-eyed at all?
No, I didn't.
No?
No.
The music didn't get to you?
No.
No?
No. Not to say that it wasn't sad and I didn't feel things, but at no point did I get teary-eyed, unfortunately.
Well, then let's talk about the Three Musketeers, or the Four Musketeers.
The Four Musketeers.
The Four Musketeers. Well, start off with Cooper Hoffman.
You want to start off with Cooper Hoffman? I would have worked my way...
Bottom to the top.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to talk about the lads briefly in their camaraderie, maybe. And their journey, maybe. I don't know. What way do you want to take it? Do you just want to talk about Hank? And
I would talk about Arthur, followed by Hank, followed by Garrity, followed by McCreeves.
any reason why in that particular?
I think that's my 4-1 on how much I liked them. And
Well, let's talk about Hank and then Arthur, and then we'll go.
Sure, yeah.
Hank, that's the fucking Karate Kid that came out earlier in this year.
I didn't see that Karate Kid, but I did think this guy seems like he did play the Karate Kid. I thought maybe I'd seen a trailer with him or not, but he was great. I thought he was really good. He's an unknown actor though, isn't he? He was
Ben Wang, yeah.
Yeah, but he's got very few roles. Like, did they not hire?
I thought he was a fucking kid, first of all.
Yeah.
He looks like he's in his mid-20s.
He was born in the year of our Lord 2000, so he's 25.
He's supposed to be a kid in the Karate Kid. That came out this year.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah. And is he... I didn't see the Karate Kid. Is he like a teenager in that?
Yeah, he should be a teenager.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's pretty funny. I did not know that at all.
He looks like a little man.
Yeah. That's very funny. But no, this guy, he was married in this movie. So, they said.
Yeah, that was... Talk about giving more information for a character who you can't feel any more bad than you already do.
Yeah,
Like,
and this is... We find out that he is married after he's already gone.
yeah.
And it's revealed by another character.
And he kept that to himself because I think everyone was like making fun of him or were talking.
I feel like some people... maybe he was just afraid of it being used against him. Like, he had seen, obviously, your man Rank go because someone had insulted his mother.
Yeah.
So can you imagine if your man Bark had heard about his wife,
Yeah.
what might have been said to him? You know, don't worry, I'll take care of your wife once you're gone. You know, even though that's the sentiment that they all share afterwards, that they all promise to look after her. But imagine that now being used as ammunition. It's like, oh, don't worry, I'll keep her safe. I'll make sure she's looked after. Like, you would lose the plot as well. You would be angry.
He was a big talker, wasn't he? He was like the Richie in It, or...
To begin with. But I feel like he lost steam very, very quickly. Well, not very quickly, but like he lost steam earlier than the other three. Like, there was a long time where he was not talking.
Yeah.
He was just focused on walking.
He was chewing on the chewing gum until his tooth came out.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I know he took it out, and I thought maybe he was like, "Oh my god, the chewing gum's gone."
No, I thought it was his tooth. He pulled
Okay,
out.
I didn't realize. I thought
I could
it
be
was-
wrong, but like I think it's more impactful that it was his tooth.
Oh, absolutely. Now that you've said it's his tooth, I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. You know, because I thought that he had taken the chewing gum out, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's like there's only so much left of it," and he was like, because he had it in his head, like, if the chewing gum lasts, I'm gonna last.
Yeah.
And I thought that maybe he had lost the chewing gum, so in his mind, the chewing gum's gone, so that's me done. But if it is his tooth, Jesus Christ, yeah. There's another thing that, yeah, to add to your list of troubles that you're having is a tooth comes out.
Yeah, he was the first to go of the Musketeers.
Yeah.
And he
bled out. He was one that he was made an example of.
But what led him to that is he started to hallucinate. First of all, I think this is in their second night of walking, and he's walking asleep. Like, look at the way his head is tilted.
Oh yeah,
and
he's
angled over.
It's like his feet are. It's like his whole body is falling forward, and his feet are there to catch him. But it's an unconscious catching. It just so happens that his feet are moving and are able to catch him.
Yeah, as soon as the music started kicking in for this, and he got shot in the gut, yeah, I just started going.
That's you gone.
Yeah, I just started fucking tearing up, and then fucking Art started running after him.
Yeah,
and he tried to pick him up, and like
he was getting a couple of warning himself. He was risking it all.
yeah, and like I thought, no fucking way, like the two of them were just gonna get shot.
I thought the two of them.
And then fucking Garrity runs after him. Cooper Hoffman runs after him. Like, what's he doing? Oh, is this big heroic moment where like the fucking Musketeers all come together to bring to bring them all back and to keep Hank walking again until he can't no more? But you know, he pulled Art away, and like the two guys are walking back, and they just have to leave Hank there while he's shouting, "I did it wrong."
Yeah. It's tough, man. It is tough, and that the fact that Garrity has to like reassure Art, you know,
There's nothing you can
there's
do.
nothing you can do. Like, you just have to keep going. You would have been dead as well, you know. And what good would that have done? You know, at least let's keep going, and maybe you might win it. You know, but and it's Art as well that later on is the one that tells them about Hank's wife.
Yeah.
And it's him that says, you know, I think that maybe we should look after her after this, you know, because whoever wins is getting untold riches, as it were.
Yeah.
So
You know, while Garrity and McVeers,
yeah,
them two like are definitely the besties of the group, but it definitely came across, even though off screen, that Hank and Art were the besties with each other.
I felt
It's
like that too.
it's like,
yeah,
it's like John and Paul are the two friends with each other, and Ringo and George are the two friends with each other. But put them in a group.
It's the four of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, I 100% agree. That's how I
snuck in
viewed
a
it as well.
Beatles reference in there. I just did that, but that line, "I did it wrong." You know, that line is vague. and it's generalized. But if you relate it into the context of this movie or this situation, it's impactful because it's not an obvious line. Because
What did you think he meant by it?
Well, it's not like he said, "Help me," or "I don't want to die," or "Go on without me."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I did it wrong."
Yeah.
He did the walk wrong.
Yeah.
Or he made this decision doing the walk. He did that wrong. He did that was a wrong decision he made. But like it's not. There's so much you could talk about what that.
You could mean it in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's the one that had read the rules back to front and knew everything about it.
And how to prepare and how to
prepare.
avoid.
And that's kind of how I took it. It's like, oh, I did it wrong. Like I wasn't walking. Like I thought I could beat it because I understood it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you can't understand the walk. You just need to understand yourself. And like, can I walk that long? And I think that because he had also put so much value in the chewing gum.
Yeah.
That because then the chewing gum failed or he failed, his teeth failed on him. He wasn't prepared to continue, so he had done it wrong. He'd put too much value in that as well. So yeah, there are a couple of ways that you can view it, or what did he mean by it? Or yeah, maybe it was the way that he decided to go out. Like, I shouldn't have gone out this way. I'm gonna
maybe
bleed out, or like maybe my wife's gonna think I was a coward or something like that.
Yeah,
it could mean so many different things. Yeah.
But you know what scene that also made me cry or just teary-eyed after this, right? Mm-hmm. All right, this is after the scene Cooper Hoffman kicks his shoes off.
Oh, this is after he's gone through the town, or is this?
This is the town.
The town, yeah.
Because
he only loses the shoes, 2 minutes before he sees his mom.
Yeah, it's that scene.
Yeah,
because he had the scene with his mother earlier at the start of the movie, and we don't know anything about this guy other than the written text at the start of the movie
of what the walk is. Yeah,
in that it's literally a welcoming letter saying, "Congratulations, Mr. Garrity, your application to
I forgot about that. Yeah,
has been approved."
The whole opening scrawl is just the letter.
Yeah,
detailing when to turn up and what's going to happen, and it's not anything like, it's not directed towards the audience.
No,
it's directed to him.
Yeah,
to Garrity,
and like he was a bit closed off talking to his mother because she's nothing but begging him to come up with any rhyme or reason for him to not partake in the walk, and yet he says, "Well, Dad's not here," because she said, "What if your father knew you were doing this?" Well, Dad's not here. But obviously, I'm glad that they added more of a reason why he's doing the walk rather than him just being the main character just for the sake of it.
Yeah,
he's the main character because his father was an advocate against the
totalitarianism.
Totalitarianism.
You got it. Yeah.
The totalitarianism of. Did I say it wrong again?
Yeah, but we know what it is.
Fucking dictator-led government
in
this world, and his father was going against him because he's teaching him about music.
Yeah,
that would not be acceptable. Pink Pony Club, anyone? But the major shot his father, and while I thought, wouldn't it have been nice if they just somehow got footage of Philip Seymour Hoffman from
Jesus Christ,
some movie where they had the rights to, and they can incorporate him here. But obviously it would not be a flashback. It would be like archival footage that you could incorporate in, because this Philip Seymour Hoffman was a well-regarded actor.
Yeah,
he worked with Francis Lawrence in the Hunger Game films.
Yeah,
and now he's working with his son here.
I think though, for Cooper Hoffman's sake, he doesn't want to be in his father's shadow in any more so than he needs to be. I think that I'm more than happy to say, oh yeah, Cooper Hoffman and not Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. That kind of way. Like, it's hard enough to outgrow your father's shadow.
It's a little
for anyone.
It's a little different when he's passed away, though.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing, and it's hard enough to outgrow someone's shadow who's passed away. It's hard enough to grow out someone's shadow when they're your father. It's also very hard to grow out of that shadow when your father was a massive Hollywood movie star. So I think he's earned the right. I think now, well, he never didn't earn the right, but he's not Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. He's Cooper Hoffman.
I think after this movie he is Cooper Hoffman because he's led this movie. But I don't know, every time he mentioned his father to McVries, I was
You
thinking...
did think it. Yeah, I can understand that, yeah.
Did you not?
I think, yeah, maybe, like, subconsciously, yeah, I did think it, but, like, it wasn't at the forefront of my mind, maybe to the same level as it was for you.
Yeah. But then they had the flashback scene, and we saw, oh, you're just an actor from The Walking Dead, and you're
Yeah, that's where he was from, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly who it is now, yeah, but...
or 8th grade.
Was he the dad in 8th grade?
Yeah. But, Cooper Hoffman, he was walking through his hometown, and he sees his mother there. And you just hear her say to herself, your shoes, your feet. Because when he kicked the
Because he's
shoe,
covered in blood.
fucking drenched.
That was one thing that I wish had maybe been brought up a little bit earlier, like their blisters and stuff like that, because we do only just see it in, like I said, the scene, or not even the scene, the same scene, maybe a minute before where he kicks the shoes off, and that's when she references, oh my god, your feet.
Yeah.
I think that if we had maybe seen a little bit earlier in the film that these blisters were affecting them, or like maybe someone takes off their shoe and like pours it out and there's blood in it or something like that and puts it back on, just something a bit more visual to say, like, look, you can't see these injuries, but they're happening, just off screen.
And you know when McFree said that, when you're going to see her, you're going to have to just keep going. You
Yeah.
just keep walking. And I really fully believe that he would just keep walking.
Mm-hmm. You didn't think he would stop, yeah.
No, and he turned around and he ran towards her, and he explained how stupid he was and how wrong he was, and that he's just made another dumb decision like his dad, because his dad, rather than staying alive and being with his family, he died for what he believed in, which Cooper Hoffman thought, yeah, that's admirable, I'm going to do that. But he's been convinced by his new best friend that, no, that's stupid. You gave up his life for nothing. And now he's left you, and now look what you've done now to your mother. And he's made him realise that, like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
And it's only been two and a half days since, and he runs up to his mother, and like, he can't really hug her, he can't step on the footpath with her.
Yeah,
and she shouts at him to get back and keep walking, and then the music starts swelling up again, and I'm fucking tearing up here.
Yeah. It's incredible that, yeah, in that moment, and it's not even like the finale, like, because we still have more movie to go.
Yeah.
But like the character arc has, like, it's not come to its conclusion, but our character has completely changed, and it's from not even like, yeah, it is from what he's experienced, but from what he's witnessed and the conversations he's been having with McCreeves. Like, he's completely changed his philosophy, and he's like, oh no, I'm wrong. I should not have done this. I should not be seeking the revenge. He told McFreeze, that's what my wish is going to be. I'm going to ask for one of those, the carbine.
The carbine. So, okay, I didn't know what a carbine was until I put 2 and 2 together. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's going to shoot
4.
the major. Sorry,
4, 2 and 2, 4.
Oh, thanks. I'll save that in my pocket. Yeah, so interesting. And they were talking about what happens when you shoot the major. You're just gonna have all the soldiers shoot you. Like, well, how do you know? It's never been done before.
Yeah,
and
it's the delusion of yeah.
But
that's my ultimate mission. Once I do that, couldn't care less what happens, really.
Yeah, but he was a little optimistic that he would
get away with it.
Yeah, he would.
It's kind of like a blind ignorance to it almost. It's like he had signed up for the walk, and he's like, I'm either going to die on the walk, or I'm going to shoot the major and then die, or I'll survive. I'll be happy with any of the three, because I think he, like, the fact that he did sign up for the walk, he obviously loved his dad a lot more than he did his mom, or like maybe his dad was his hero.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to follow in his footsteps of like standing up for what he believed in with that. So he would, any of those 3 outcomes, he would have been happy with.
Yeah, then like, we're getting to the point now, and they've already made their decisions not to be intervening with those who are falling behind.
Yeah.
But Art
starts to hemorrhage and just starts bleeding out of his nose, and
he starts to hallucinate a bit then.
Yeah.
And he actually collapses on the 2 guys as well.
Yeah. And they do help him for a bit, but it's like, it's clearly in vain of like, look, he's just saying his final goodbyes. This isn't like, oh, we're taking him to the end or anything like that.
Yeah.
And they have to just let him go. It's again, it's like, it's harrowing. Earlier on in the film, you get like the vicious deaths and the visceral deaths of people getting shot in the head. And then as we get to know and like the characters, the deaths are still just as hard, but for a different reason, because it's more emotional.
But they're in the background, and it's obscure from its visual graphic violence. You know, like the emotion,
or they're so early on that we don't really know the characters.
Yeah, but the fact that he says, "Do me a favor, don't watch."
Yeah,
don't watch, and the two guys keep walking in the far distance in the background, blurred out. He gets shot down there.
And you're just, me even as an audience, like, I'm just waiting for the shot. Like, I know it's about to come. Yeah. And it's like, I'm so tense just waiting for him to be no longer in pain. You know, I just want the relief of, okay, he's gone.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough.
Yeah, very tough. Not nice. Didn't think you could hemorrhage like that.
No.
And then, you know, just because, what was his name who got a cold?
Oh, Stebbins.
Yeah, and he just wallowed out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just...
In fact, if there's any criticism I have for this movie, and it's fuck all, it would just be that he gave up a little bit too willingly.
Yeah, but don't forget as well, he had also been walking for 3 to 4 days on a cold, and he didn't look too great. Like, you know, when you're in a bad way like that and you can't get out of bed, and then imagine walking consistently for 3 days.
I think he had another effective, strong reason to commit to it. You know.
Yeah,
you know,
his reason was why he kept going.
Yeah.
If he didn't have as strong of a wish, he would have bowed out a couple of days before.
And fair play to Cooper Hoffman, he's not carrying a 6-pack. He's
not. And you know what? There was something at the very beginning of the film where he got out of the car. And him and McCreeves, they have a little bit of a back and forth just because they kind of walk up together.
Yeah.
And he mentions how much he weighs. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, whoa, this guy's not really prepared for a walk. Then he says how much he weighs, and he weighs less than I do. And I was like, all right, hold on a minute now. There's something fishy going on here. Either he's lying or they just, they weighed him down a little bit. Like he doesn't weigh much less than me.
No,
like, you know.
But look, he does take after his father a slight bit, but... I don't know.
But he's not.
I know he's not. But like, I think that adds to him as a character and as an actor. Mm-hmm. Like, he is the lead of this movie.
Yeah,
he's the lead character. Like,
listen,
I'm looking forward to seeing Cooper Hoffman in more movies.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see what major blockbuster IP is gonna rope him in.
Mm-hmm. I would say, Brian, that yes, Cooper Hoffman is the lead of this film. However, it was stolen. The movie was stolen from him. By,
yet again, the same guy who stole Alien Romulus.
Brian, I genuinely think that David Johnson is one of my new favourite actors.
Like, you've only seen him in 2 things.
I've seen him in 3 things.
What's the third one?
Rye Lane.
What's Rye Lane?
Rye Lane is a British comedy about 2 people that are like kind of flirting, but they kind of use each other as like to make their exes jealous, and
okay.
they just walk around London for the day.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, I forgot that I had seen that film, and so yes, me saying that he's one of my favorite actors is based on just this film and on Alien Romulus. I think that he's a brilliant character actor. I think that he's so versatile, especially in Alien Romulus, where he plays essentially 2 versions of the same character.
Yeah.
And in this, I just thought he was brilliant. I could have genuinely, you could release a full 300-mile cut, and it would just be the 2 of the characters, like a full version of this film in real time, and I would just watch these 2 characters talk, and I could watch David Johnson talk to every single one of these boys for 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, an hour at a time, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll watch all this. He was so good.
The man's fucking ripped as well.
He's ripped. I genuinely was like, this guy's going to win just because he's in the best shape.
Yeah.
You know? There was just something about, I find him magnetic. I find like anytime he opened his mouth, I'm like, I want to know more about you. I want to hear what you have to say. The fact that he completely changed Garrity's perspective. Like he convinced him
to be optimistic.
To be optimistic in the face of like almost certain death. To be optimistic about it. What was his wish? Everyone else, like, what was Hanks? He wanted 10 naked ladies. Mm-hmm. Hilarious. Stebbins was, he wanted to be accepted into his father's home. Garrity, he wanted to kill the Major. And then we have McReeves. My wish is that there's 2 winners to the walk so that, everyone does try and make a friend on the way. There is a sense of camaraderie. Oh my God, what a little darling. What a pet.
Obviously, that's something he thought of spur of the moment because he lives his life one day at a time. Because of the life he lives. I think, yeah, well, he...
Maybe, I didn't think of it like that, but
He lives his life from one couch after another and an occasional ditch here and there. He ran from foster systems to getting into a string of violence in his own right, which caused him his facial scar. And he says, that wasn't that guy's fault, it was my fault. Because I put myself in those situations.
I did not even cop that. That genuinely, it was only because he was on the walk and he had such a good time with the others. Yeah. That's why he made the wish. I didn't even realise that. I did not cop that. Wow, that's great. That's really genuinely good. Like, what would his wish have been otherwise? I don't know. He would have had to think about it.
Yeah, he was just doing this because he's nothing to lose and he's everything to gain. Mm-hmm. That's his philosophy.
That's great. That's really good. I did not even pick up on that. I genuinely thought that he was just a kind-hearted person, but he came up with that on the spot. And even still.
Did you know that it was Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson in this movie?
No.
So it was a complete surprise.
Complete surprise.
Okay. Yeah. That guy, very curious to see what he's going to pop up in next.
I am in the opposite vein to what you said of with Cooper Hoffman to see what franchise snatches him up.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite to David Johnson, and I don't want him to be a franchise actor. Even though he is an alien, and I do recognise he is an alien, I don't want him to be pigeonholed in a franchise or anything like that. I would just like to see him play great characters in dramas, comedies, whatever it be.
I'm trying to think of an actor who has appeared in maybe the odd few things and is now just a major icon. When I say major icon, I'm not talking about something like Leonardo DiCaprio or anything like that. I'm talking about someone who has made a few appearances in significant content that anyone next to you and me would know him. Mm-hmm. One example would be Aaron Perry.
Yeah.
Pierre.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. We both saw him first in M. Night Shyamalan's Old. That was his first appearance for me and you, I believe.
I don't even remember him in Old.
He was in Old, yeah. Yeah, he was the first guy to die. Always the black guy. But then, of course, with Rebel Ridge.
And now Lanterns.
But I'm watching the morning show and all of a sudden he's there.
He voiced Mufasa, I think, as well.
Yes, forget about that. So, another actor is... what's his name?
What's he in?
He was the season stealer in Stranger Things.
Joseph Quinn.
That's him.
Yeah.
So you go from Stranger Things being the season stealer to one of the 2 to 3 villains in Gladiator movie to
Quiet Place.
The co-lead of Quiet Place, and now one of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
A select few number of content, and then look how much he has exploded.
Yeah.
I feel like David Johnson is on the same path. See, movie stealer for Alien Romulus, now another movie stealer for The Long Walk.
Yeah. I would recommend to watch Rye Lane to see just a different side of him altogether. And I want to go back and watch it knowing now who he is. You know, that kind of way?
Yeah. And that guy, in that incline, Cooper Hoffman told him, you're just trying to mess with me. So you
he kind of turns on him a little bit. Yeah, he becomes distrusting of him and is like, no, like... You're just trying to set me up for failure. And
he shouts, I'm just trying to help. And he keeps him going. He grabs his arm and he keeps him walking.
Yeah.
Like he actually helps him out.
Yeah. You know what's...
Fucking gent of a friend.
You know what's something that I'm surprised didn't happen?
What?
That there wasn't a character, whether that be...
Stebbins or
Barkovich.
Yeah.
That there was never an attempt by anyone to purposely make them fall. Like there was no tripping or... fighting or anything like that, other than obviously the one attempt. But there was nothing like that where characters were actively instrumental in making other people fail. It was very fully down to their own ability to walk or not. Like, I'm surprised there wasn't just an out and out villain.
That just would have been another variety to show how.
I'm just surprised that out of the 50 there wasn't even one person that was like that.
Maybe there was in the book. Maybe
Maybe they didn't need it.
Yeah.
I suppose they didn't really need it, you know.
Maybe they're all just mostly good guys.
Let me ask you this as well.
Ask me.
Did you get, from a couple of interactions, did you think that McCreeves was gay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not at first.
Mm-hmm.
But later on. I think it was actually the last line of dialogue he had with Cooper Hoffman.
Really? That late? There was a
Yeah.
piece of dialogue.
Yeah, well, they've obviously suggested it because Barkovich was bullying him or teasing him or slagging him, and then the line of questioning came up once in a while, and then he said, "Oh, you want to suck on this big boy?" And it's like, well, if someone's gonna throw eggs at you, say thank you, they're delicious, and use reverse psychology and fuck back with them.
Yeah.
But-
See, there was a line with Garrity when the two of them are talking. He says that he broke up with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he asks, "What about you? Have you a girl?" And he just kind of looks at him and like, it's like a real like just I'm taking a moment.
Yeah.
And he like smiles and he's like, "No, Ray, no." And like it was just this moment where I'm like, no, like that's as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh no, sure, yeah, sure, he's gay. Like it just became so obvious to me, like that he's kind of like nearly smiling at him, like, oh, this guy doesn't even know, he doesn't know anything about me, really. Like he doesn't know I'm gay at all. Not that it changes his character in any way, but it's just that I thought it was a like nice little touch. And
I think that was the scene that made me realize, oh, cool.
yeah, I think it was really cool. And as well as that, with the interactions with Barkovich, I think Barkovich also maybe might not have been gay, but had maybe thoughts of maybe he was bisexual, or maybe had gay thoughts before, because he was so adamant that it wasn't true. It's like, don't be spreading lies. Don't say those things. What I'm saying is true. What you're saying is a lie. And I think it was because he was so doubling down on, that's not true, that's not true.
I think when it comes to Barkovich with that, I think there's enough going on with him that I don't need to add confliction with his sexual orientation in there.
It's only a minor part for either character, but it doesn't matter overall. But I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I think when that subject matter is involved, I think it's more well regarded as a piece of who someone is if it's only reserved for
McVeers, yeah.
McVeers.
Yeah.
Whereas Barkovich has enough shit going on that makes him a complicated character. It's enough for me to be satisfied that he is worthy of being like the last seven.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about bringing that up, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I thought that it was like, it was just something that I picked up on that's not relevant to the story at all.
I picked it up as well in the movie, but I just forgot about it then afterwards.
Well, I think I think it's just great character development, because the whole film really is kind of character development, and it's just something that like, it's not like, hey, in your face, this character is gay, but like, yeah, no, but that is a part of this character. It's not his main feature, it's just one of his parts. And it's like, we're going to leave this little breadcrumb that if you picked up on it, great, and if not, it's no worries, it doesn't change the story in any way.
So it's just the two of them now. Two best friends, Frodo and Sam.
Oh no, don't say Frodo and Sam.
Now there's an audience with everyone looking at them. There's cameras pointed at them.
Now I will say this, Brian.
Yeah.
I thought that we were going a completely different direction when it came to the audience, because the whole thing is like, oh, this is being watched all over the country. Yeah. There's cameras with them the entire time. Mm-hmm. And there's a few times where they are walking along and they will run into people. And when I say run into people, just people standing on the road just watching them.
Yeah, there's some police who are standing there saluting them.
I was convinced, I was like, the walk isn't real. Like, it's not being shown to anyone. Like, it's not real. Because they're so, like, we never get a perspective outside of the walk. We never get a perspective of anyone at home watching it.
This movie starts at the walk.
Yeah, and it continues and we stay just at the walk. We get a few flashbacks as Garrity is dreaming and hallucinating.
Yeah.
But it very much stays with the walk. So I was convinced, I was like, oh, there's something else going on here. Dystopian, that this actually isn't being broadcast. So when they got to the city and there were lots of people there waiting, I was surprised by that.
But did you think, because with no audience being there, that they were keeping the walk a hush thing.
I don't know what way they were going about it because
that wouldn't work because it's an annual thing,
and they do say that they watch it every year,
and they volunteer. You apply to attend and join and partake the walk. Your name's not pulled out of the thing by fucking Elfie Trickett.
No, you're absolutely correct. They very clearly state that they have watched this before and it is an annual thing and everyone knows about it and you volunteer for it. But for some reason, just because we didn't see any perspective other than the walk, I was convinced that there was going to be some twist regarding it, or not even that it would be a twist, but there was something else going on with it. I just thought that was going to be an element. It wasn't there. I was wrong. But
It's a good thought to have, though.
So when they arrive at the city at kind of their final stretch and there's so many people around them, I was surprised by them.
All cloaked up in their rain jackets and you can barely see faces. Yeah.
Anonymous. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah. And the two of them are just looking at each other while they're walking. And then McVeers just stops.
Yeah.
And he kneels down. And
Which is what he said earlier on. He's like, I think when it comes to it, I'm just going to sit down. I'm just going to stop walking and sit down.
But he had a big smile on his face as well, didn't he? He could have kept going, no bother, but he made a friend. And he didn't want that friend to die. And so that's why he was going to stop. And then the warning came up because he never got a warning before. So that's why Cooper Hoffman, Garrity, he had enough time to run back, to pull him back up. I'm just doing a brotherly thing to a brother.
Yeah.
And let's just keep
We've
walking.
done it so many times before.
Yeah.
You've done it for me. I did it for Art. Like, this is just what we do. We come back and get each other.
For a little bit more, let's just
let's just go for a walk. Let's just keep going.
Make it to the next moment.
Yeah.
And then he actually convinced him well enough that
he distracted him enough
that he would keep walking. And then Garrity stops.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
No, me neither.
And I was conflicted. I didn't know who was going to be the one to stop walking.
I think it's very easy to just think that Garrity's going to do it because he's the main character.
But not these days. No, not these days. These days, it's acceptable for the main character to die.
It's also a change from the books.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
As in, I knew that after watching the movie.
Yeah, so in the books, it's Garrity and McVeers and the Stebbins.
But McVeers
dies first, and him and Stebbins are the last two.
Yeah.
And then Stebbins gives up. So it is Garrity that ends the book. So it's a complete change to that.
Did you say that Stephen King requested this?
So no, he didn't request this. What he requested was, in the book, they have to walk at 4 miles per hour. And so he requested, no, put it down to 3, because 4 miles per hour is too fast. Which,
okay,
it's only a small little thing, but it's apparently something he's regretted ever since he published it. When he kind of put it in and then published it and then went, actually, what is 4 miles per hour? And then if it's kind of like this in between of like a walk and a run that you couldn't keep up for that long.
No.
3 kilometers.
It'd be a shorter competition.
Yeah, definitely. But no, this is something that he was, I think, against initially, and Francis Lawrence or whoever wrote it, I'm not sure the exact writer, said, listen, we're going to send it over to you. Just read it and see. And if you don't like it, we'll put it back to how it was originally.
Stephen King has no claim over it, I don't think.
No, they would have him as an advisor, and they sent it to him, and he's like, "Yeah, love it, no notes, have that."
Okay,
so he did.
good.
He did
because
change it.
Garrity already had his warnings.
Yeah.
So I suppose I didn't realize this until this recording, that when you have your 2 warnings, you don't get them back.
You do after an hour.
Okay.
You for every warning you get, you have to walk for an hour to expunge it.
But because Garrity stopped to lift McVeers up, that was his warning.
Yeah.
And so that's why, rather than him getting another,
he probably never got back up to 3.
Yeah.
Or 3 miles per hour. So he just got 2 straight ones after that then.
So he got shot, and that's what stopped. That's what obviously got his attention then. And
yeah, it's too late. There was nothing. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't run back to pick him up.
He was already shot.
And there's no ceremony about it. It's just, you got your ticket.
All he said, "I'm sorry, Mom," and in comes the Major. Good luck to you, Mr. Garrity. Exact same words he said to his father.
Yeah.
And he just shot him.
And there's also like this disconnect where he never got the heroic moment. He never got to say like, "Oh, this is for my dad. You killed my dad," anything like that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if the Major did not know that Garrity was the son of his dad who he killed earlier.
Do you know how I would view it? The Major would just simply go over the catalogue of names.
Yeah, who's left?
Yeah, who's left? And what's
Garrity and McVeers.
Garrity and McVeers. I had dealings with a Garrity there.
I wouldn't even think. I would think he does so many instances of stuff like that he doesn't even remember names.
I would think he would recognize the name, but would not really associate. Not recall having executed a Garrity who defied his orders. That's the extent of it. Like, he would recognize the name, but he would not remember. It's like me coming across someone else named Smith.
Yeah,
that's it. But like, you know, when I think of someone named Smith, I'm going to be thinking of you.
Why?
Spelled with an I.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I know another guy spelled with a Smith.
Well, he's wrong.
He's with a Y.
Yeah, I can see that absolutely. But I think what's mad, and this is also different from the book. Not that I've read it, but I just know it's different from the book.
We're not readers.
McVeers changes his arc as well. He goes to what Garrity does, and he fulfills his wish
because he shot his friend.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know if I agree fully with that ending of like, would this character do that? Because he had convinced Garrity that wasn't the right thing to do, and it's like, it was kind of like McVeers and Garrity, they both broke the cycle of violence, and then here he is at the end, and he could maybe move in a way that completely breaks the cycle of violence again by doing his wish and wanting the two winners. But no, he doubles down and goes into it and kills the Major and continues the cycle of violence again. And like you said, you know, the Major is going to be dead. They're just going to have someone else there next year. It doesn't end things. So I don't know. It did feel out of character. I completely understand. Yeah, he killed his friend and he wanted revenge for his friend, but I just didn't feel as though that was him as a character. There was nothing leading up to that moment that led me to believe that he could make this turn. You know?
Well, let me ask you this: did you see Django Unchained?
I did. Yeah.
Did you think if they just walk out of that room with Broomhilda and the Doc, Schultz and Django Freeman walk out of the mansion and they ride off into the sunset happy, and no massive hip hop rap shootout in a western takes place, did you think it would be boring if...
I don't know. I don't remember what I thought there. I know. I understand where you're coming from.
Do you think it would have been boring if... What's his name? The German actor?
Christoph Waltz. If he did not walk up to Leonardo DiCaprio and shoot him, causing a string of violence and the actions to shoot out. I know. I understand what you mean. You want to have a conclusion. You want to have a moment again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't feel like it was.
I understand.
I don't agree with that as a story element.
Yeah.
I disagree with that as maybe a character thing. It's like, I don't feel as though that's what that character would do.
Well, I think it would be an either or thing for a character. If he decided not to shoot him, okay, it doubled down on the character. But if he did shoot him, which he did, it still creates the drama of the movie. And
you know what I would have liked?
What?
I would have liked it to be a little bit more ambiguous. If the Major had asked him what was his wish, and he had looked at the carbine and looked back, and then maybe cut to black there.
Oh, fuck that.
No, maybe just leave it a little bit ambiguous there. Like, oh, what did he do?
Do you know what I liked? And this is enough ambiguity for me.
The fact that he turned out and kept walking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? None of the soldiers shot him. He was not killed for shooting the Major. He shot the Major, and I like the way they filmed it as well. It was the Major's back, shot, falls to the ground, and then he just keeps walking. As if he doesn't give a shit that one of the soldiers is going to walk up next to him and put a bullet in the back of his head. No, he just keeps on walking, which is consistent to his character prior to taking on this walk. That he's always on the move.
Yeah.
I like that for his character, and I think for concluding this story, it was more satisfying for him to shoot the major. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it disrupts his intended character arc, but I think that's in favour of the drama of it all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look, it works for me, and it
works for you. Yeah, it's just something that I take umbrage with, but I completely understand, and you've obviously articulated it very well. Where I could possibly come round to the idea of that, but you're right. I do like the fact that it is ambiguous in that end. Where was he allowed to continue walking, or was he stopped 2 seconds later?
I think,
was it a moment where the soldiers are just looking at the dead body, not knowing what to do? They don't know how to react.
Yeah,
or
because
they're checking on him or something.
This has not happened before. Yeah, and that line was said that Garrity said, "How do you know the soldiers will shoot me? Because this has never been done before." And I think that answers the question. Yeah, the soldiers are just following orders, but well, I don't know what to do now. You know?
Yeah.
Do I still get paid? That's it.
Yeah. Who's in charge?
Yeah, that's all there is. And he just keeps on walking. He's expendable. Mm-hmm. He's probably one of the lower ranks in the
grand scheme of things. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So there you go.
Sure, he's part of the exercise program. You know, just having these kids walk. You know, how high can he be if he's in charge of this? Really, he's the gym teacher of the army.
There you go. So I was probably my favorite movie of the year.
What I said at the start, where I think I'm gonna like this movie after talking about it, is I was completely correct at the start. Like I think this was good to talk about, and it's not my favorite movie of the year, but it's very high up there.
Yeah,
and I'm excited to talk about it again after maybe having watched it again for our wrap up, and we get to talk about it in like our top 10s.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing David Johnson, 100%. Looking forward to Sunrise on the Reaping in general.
Yeah,
and you know, I thought a little less of Francis Lawrence when seeing the Hunger Games, the Billboard of Snakes and Ladders.
Yeah,
because the movie was not all that great. But dude, like after this movie and the anticipation for the next Hunger Games,
you're on board.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here.
And you know, he's in talks to do a BioShock adaptation film for Netflix. You know that?
Interesting. Yeah. Very, very interesting.
Hopefully he'll be doing that one after Hunger Games. I think that's provisionally the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Cool. Have you got a recommendation before we let these people go?
I'm going to recommend The Life of Chuck.
Life of Chuck, yeah, the other Stephen King adaptation. We're going to have 3 this year. We're going to have Life of Chuck, The Long Walk, and The Running Man in a couple of weeks.
If I want to be technical about it, The Life of Chuck is based on a novella.
Oh yeah, it's a couple of short stories, isn't it?
Yeah. And one of my top 3 favorite directors ever.
Yeah, Mike Flanagan
made it into a feature-length film, and I suppose maybe not starring, but his first billing name in that of Tom Hiddleston, just an actor I just love.
Yeah,
you know, if for no other reason other than his portrayal of Loki in my childhood, into adult life.
I would just like to see more of him in it.
Yeah, I know, I agree, but I think
for the nature of the story,
like what a way to make a movie about a man's life in a very interesting portrayal.
Yeah.
Life, childhood, adulthood, and death.
But very well done. But not in that order.
Man, can I just read out my review for the...
Of course you can. It's your podcast, man. Do what you want.
It's half my podcast, but yeah.
You know what it was nice to see in Life of Chuck? Jacob Tremblay playing young Chuck. Or not young Chuck, but he plays... like just kind of 16, 17.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, oh yeah, because I just watched Room there recently as well. And it was just nice to see Jacob Tremblay like, oh yeah, you're a great actor actually. When are you going to start like becoming an actor? When are you going to start doing a bit more?
But you know, there was another actor who played younger Chuck, and that was Benjamin Pajak.
Yeah, he's the younger version, the youngest version, isn't it?
He's more screen time.
Yeah.
I think he did a better job. I thought he was fucking great.
Oh yeah, Jacob Tremblay just has a very, very minimal role in it.
Yeah.
But the kid, he was great.
So this is my review for Life of Chuck. And we were going to talk about this split barred with the Long
We were going to do a Stephen King special and do a double bill.
Or Mark Hamill special because he's in
True,
both.
yeah, also,
but,
yeah.
I'm happy. After watching The Long Walk, I'm like, yeah, this needs room.
Yeah.
But my review for Life of Chuck. This should be shown in schools. A great presentation of living and what can living do to you in life up until that. This movie is thought-provoking, and if you're patient, it can resonate with you both on an individual level, only you will understand, but on a shared level where everyone will understand one another. Mike Flanagan is one of my top 3 favourite directors, period, and I'm not quick to agree that I'm biased by saying that only he can make a movie based on a short story with this particular narrative as great as this. Mark Hamill gives an award-worthy performance and a speech about math and life so great it made me recall learning it in school and the idea of taking it back up as an adult. I was looking forward to seeing Tom Hiddleston perform what could be the dance of the decade, but I got 2 dances. Benjamin Pajak could possibly have stolen the show. Kids Got Talent, he outshone Jacob Tremblay, who's still good. Absolute stellar cast. I love that Mike Flanagan filled 90% of the cast with actors he's repeatedly worked with before, and Flanagan has yet again caught a jump scare out of me with lights shutting off. This story shows you things you may know, but you may never have spoken of before. Thanks, Mick.
Thanks, Brad. Yeah, no, it was good. It probably didn't resonate with me as much as it did you, but it would still be a good recommend, I think. Yeah.
I have another recommendation.
Go for it.
Caught Stealing.
Oh, I missed it. It's out of cinemas. I didn't get to see it.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm raging. I'll have to wait until it's on digital.
Do you want to know how good I thought it was?
Go on.
Bought the book.
Wow, really?
I bought the book.
Look.
It arrived.
Will you buy The Long Walk?
No.
No. Why is that?
Because I need to know if Caught Stealing book is as accurate as the movie portrays it. Outrageous on a Guy Ritchie level.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
And
enough.
it's from Aronofsky.
Yeah, Aronofsky can be a bit hit or miss. Like, I love Mother. I've only seen it the once, but I really like
what? You love Mother?
Yeah, I really enjoyed Mother.
What do you not like then?
Requiem for a Dream. I really dislike that because it's so visceral, and I'm like, oh,
Like that's one on each end. I know you love The Whale. So then, what's another movie you don't like from Aronofsky?
Let me have a look at his filmography real quick.
Because I don't like Mother, and I didn't watch it, and I know
You did,
and I don't like Requiem for a Dream because I don't enjoy watching something like that. But I love The Whale because it's Brendan Fraser, and I watched Caught Stealing, and it feels so mainstream.
Okay, maybe I'm talking out my ass here because
you are talking out your ass.
I've seen Black Swan, I've seen Requiem for a Dream, I've seen The Whale, I've seen Mother, and I've seen The Wrestler, and I really don't like Requiem for a Dream, and I did like the others. So yeah, maybe, you know what? I think it's when I see Darren Aronofsky, I associate him with Requiem for a Dream first.
Not even The Whale, no?
No. The fact I actually forgot that he did The Whale until you said it there. So I think that I have him connected to Requiem for a Dream and my dislike for that. So by consequence, I think I don't like Darren Aronofsky, but I do. I do like him.
I swear to shit, this Caught Stealing movie, great cast by the way. The only incriminating thing about it is not enough of Matt Smith.
Oh man, that's always the case. There's never enough Matt Smith.
But he plays such a good character.
Yeah.
But this story is so fucking now I'm probably overhyping it, but it is bonkers to a certain extent, and it actually made me buy the book. It wasn't expensive. I bought the book. It came, and I look forward to reading it someday.
Cool.
So that's my recommendation.
Good. I am going to recommend a film that doesn't come out for a couple of weeks.
Oh, what's that?
It's called I Swear.
Okay.
And this is a film, I think I did the trailer of the week for a couple of weeks ago, actually. I was like, I'm going to recommend one. It's a story about John Davidson, who is a man who has Tourette syndrome, and he worked with the community and was awarded an MBE by the Queen back in 2019, I think, just before COVID. But it's a biopic about him, and it is hilarious, it is heartwarming, it is soulful, it is tearful, it is heart-wrenching at points, and it's just a great biopic, and I really recommend it to just understand who this man is and what he goes through on a daily basis, and how Tourette's, while on the surface level it seems as though it's funny, or it seems like it's annoying, or it seems like it's all these things, but in actual fact it is a very, very difficult thing for people to live with, and how that affects people's relationships with, you know, their friendships, their relationships, their family relationships, all those kind of things. So I'd highly recommend that as well.
Good. You're not going to recommend Futurama?
I was going to recommend that next week with Alien Earth, because they're both kind of futuristic.
I get you.
And I'll be able to have maybe finished the series by then, or finish the season. So look out for my possible recommendation of Futurama next week. But Brian, thank you so much for joining me for this.
It won't be longer than an hour, huh?
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining me for this episode of Talking Pictures Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice. We've new episodes every single Wednesday, as well as bonus episodes every other weekend. As I kind of spoiled it there, we're going to be doing Alien Earth next week, so make sure that you're caught up on that before we talk about that. Brian,
in 2 days.
In 2 days, yeah. Well, it'll be a week for other people listening, so 2 days for us, a week for them.
Yeah.
So, Brian, any final words before we let these people go?
Nope.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, David.